June 17, 1972. A seemingly insignificant crime would soon become a national scandal. On this day, the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee, nestled within the Watergate complex in Washington, D.C., became the stage for a political drama of epic proportions. 5 men, linked to President Richard Nixon's re-election campaign, were apprehended for breaking into the office. Their objective? To bug the premises and gather intelligence, a brazen act that was about to plunge the nation into a crisis. As the news of the break-in spread, it initially seemed like a minor incident, a blip on the political radar. But the men's connections to the Committee to Re-elect the President, or CRP, hinted at something far more sinister. These were not ordinary burglars. They were operatives, pawns in a high-stakes game of political chess. Little did anyone know, this was just the tip of the iceberg. In the aftermath of the break-in, a web of deceit began to unravel. As the Nixon administration scrambled to distance itself from the incident, the cover-up was set into motion. It was a dance of deception, a symphony of subterfuge, orchestrated from the very top. At the heart of this subterfuge was President Richard Nixon himself. Desperate to keep his administration's involvement concealed, he leveraged the power of his position to hinder the investigation. However, as the saying goes, you can't fool all the people all the time. The attempts to stifle the truth only served to fuel the fires of investigative journalism. Enter Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, 2 reporters from the Washington Post. Their relentless pursuit of the truth, their dedication to their craft, would eventually uncover the links between the break-in and the Nixon administration. Their work, often under great pressure and against significant resistance, peeled back the layers of deception. Piece by piece, they assembled the puzzle that pointed to a scandal of unprecedented magnitude. The cover-up, as it turned out, was just as damning, if not more so, than the original crime. As the pieces fell into place, the public watched in shock and disbelief. The administration they had trusted was embroiled in a scandal that would leave an indelible mark on American politics. The truth, however, has a way of coming out. As evidence mounted, a key piece of evidence would seal Nixon's fate. Amidst the swirling storm of accusations and investigations, a startling revelation came to light. Nixon had installed a voice-activated recording system in the Oval Office, a decision he would come to regret. These tapes, secret until then, were about to play a pivotal role in this unfolding drama. The existence of these tapes was revealed during the testimony of a former White House aide. This revelation sent shockwaves through the nation. The tapes were subpoenaed, leading to a legal battle that reached the Supreme Court. Nixon fought tooth and nail to keep these tapes private, citing executive privilege. However, in a landmark decision, the Supreme Court ruled against Nixon, ordering the release of the tapes. The tapes were like opening a Pandora's box. They provided an unfiltered look into the machinations of the Nixon administration, exposing the extent of the cover-up. One tape, dated June 23, 1972, just 6 days after the Watergate break-in, recorded Nixon discussing plans to obstruct the FBI's investigation. This tape, later known as the smoking gun tape, was the final nail in Nixon's political coffin. Faced with the irrefutable evidence of his involvement in the Watergate cover-up, Nixon found himself cornered. Congress was gearing up for impeachment proceedings, and his support was dwindling rapidly. In a last attempt to salvage some dignity, Nixon did the unthinkable. He resigned. On August 8, 1974, in a nationally televised address, Nixon announced his resignation, the first of any U.S. president. The following day, Vice President Gerald Ford was sworn in as president. In his inaugural address, Ford acknowledged the tumultuous times, expressing his intent to heal a nation torn apart by political scandal and betrayal. Thus ended the presidency of Richard Nixon, marked by betrayal and deception. The Watergate scandal was a grim chapter in American history, a stark reminder of the potential for corruption even at the highest levels of power. But it also underscored the strength and resilience of the nation's democratic institutions and the power of truth to prevail over deceit. The Watergate scandal left a lasting impact on the American political landscape. It was a seismic event that sent shockwaves through the corridors of power, triggering sweeping reforms aimed at increasing transparency and accountability. The fallout was felt for years as it led to a dramatic shift in public trust towards government. In the aftermath, the nation was forced to confront the stark realities of political corruption and the imperative need for vigilance in protecting democratic values. Watergate, a stark reminder of the importance of accountability, transparency, and the rule of law in a democracy.